Hello and welcome. I'm Andy, aka Atomic Kitsu, and this is going to be a quick rundown of Armello. We're going to be playing quite a bit of this in future, so hopefully this will give you a rough idea of what we're actually doing. There's a lot going on in the game, but essentially Armello is a big digital board game. It's got some lovely art styles in it, it's created by amazing team people, fantastic intro animations, but essentially, despite all this wonderful artwork and everything, it is a board game. Dice are rolled, random chance happens and affects the way the game plays, but it has a modern touch behind the whole thing, and it allows you to do things outside of your turn. There will be an AI manager doing things which interactive elements of the game will move around and do stuff. It'll attack you, things will be played, new quests will appear, all kinds of things that you can't really easily do in a traditional cardboard board game. Armello is a race for the crown. The king's corrupt, he's dying, he's going to pass away, and the idea is that you, one of four people, will be rushing to take the crown in either A, combat, killing the king, B, different combat by being more rotten than the king and killing him and using your evil powers to overtake the kingdom, 3, curing the king by collecting 4 of the ancient spirit stones and putting them somewhere. I don't know where they go, but they cure the king and you take over as he obviously retires. And the final victory, which is a prestige victory, by obtaining the most prestige at the moment of the king's death. If he's not killed by another player, or he's killed by another player and they don't survive the combat, you then take over as option B, and you become the ruler of Armello. Let's have a quick look at what Armello's about though, as we go into a quick single player game against the AI, just to show you what you're going to be doing. Okay, so we're going to start a new game. Okay, so we've all got loads of different characters here. Each of the characters has different stats, different abilities. Other than that, cosmetically they all look a bit different, sound a little bit different, but they all share things in common. Each character has an affinity with either day or night. Mercurio, our first one pick here, he's a night character, so in the nighttime phase of the game, there's a day and a night. He gets an extra die for tests and things that he'll be doing. So if he's got fight, then he'll have an extra die for that. If it was daytime, he wouldn't get the extra die. Fight's a pretty simple stat. Fight is the number of dice you roll to attack someone in combat. This is a die here. There's lots of different skins for the dice, which you can collect in the game. Collectibles are good. But essentially all the dice just look nicer, and they'll give you the random chance element of the game. So we've got swords, wild, suns, moons, and rot on every die. The swords are quite literally just the number of hits you get in combat. So each one rolled equals a hit on your opponent. Shields equal defense against a sword. Simple counteracting things. A sun counts as a hit in combat, but only during the day. A moon, vice versa, yeah. Wild, which is the tree symbol, they count as a hit, and you then roll an extra bonus die on top of it. Rot is the exact opposite of that, and only works if you're rotten, otherwise it'll count as a miss. Fight. Mercurio starts out with 4. 4's pretty good. Body is the number of hit points you have. Wits is the number of cards in your hand. You draw cards at the start of your turn up to your maximum hand size of 5 for him. 4 for other characters. Less for others. But the number of cards you have is quite important. It's your equipment, it's your magic spells, and it's your trickery cards, which you like to mess around with the board. Having a larger number of wits is much better. Spirit's pretty simple. It's how much magic you've got and the range of your magic on the table. I still refer to it as a bit like a cardboard board game. The tabletop area, which is the number of hexes you may cast your spells away. Most decent spells will cost 3 magic, so Mercurio is not really a magic character. Conversely, Sala is a very much magic character who has 5 spirits to start out with. Doesn't really do fight though. More fight. More wits. Terrible wits. Good magic. So that's all the stats. Pretty simple stuff. Special abilities. Each character has a special ability. Mercurio's is stealing money off people once he's captured a settlement off them. We'll go into those in a little more detail in a bit. I was going to quickly go over all the different characters so you can have a quick look. These are all the current ones. You have to purchase many of them with DLC. Same with any game like League of Legends or anything like that. More characters can be purchased. You can't earn them in this game, but then again it's a board game effectively. So if you want to buy the extras you can. The starter characters are excellent. You don't need to have the extras. They're just fun. So, here we go. Feel free to pause the video. You can look over all the stats and things of each of these characters. Potentially these could change. But there you go. There's all the characters. So, to give you a brief overview of the game, what we're going to do is just show you with my favourite character, the snootiest of all the characters, Alyssa. Alyssa is a not terribly high fight character, pretty good body, decent wit, decent spirit for like a starting kind of character. She's a nice mix of everything really, fight, weak point, but you could improve on that. Her special ability is that when she catches a settlement, she puts walls all the way around it, she ends a turn on them, making it harder for everyone to get in, apart from herself, and gives her extra defence if she's inside there. Basically means that she tends to try and make it harder for everyone to get into her settlements, which means that eventually she has more settlements than anyone. So we're going to play a set. Right, the next part of characters then. The AI's picked all their characters there. Wonderful. In a multiplayer game we wouldn't have quite as much time to do this, but because we're playing single player we've got ages to do this. So we pick a ring next. Everyone gets to pick a ring. These get unlocked the more games you play. Pretty simple stuff. They all just modify the way your game's played and allows everyone to have a slightly different take on just a box standard character. So while my character normally is fairly average, we can then change the way it plays. So Pink Topaz, my favourite one currently, gives me double income. Every dawn you gain income in the game. Also every eve you gain magic. Income very good. For every settlement I've got, I'm going to get 1 extra coin. So with her and that special ring, plus 2 coins every game. Or turn for the money. So we're going to go with that. Very good. Lots of money is good. Now these are interesting. These are the amulets, and they will either just give you a basic increase to your stats, or they'll do something special like giving you extra health at dusk. Watch guaranteed first silver match on perils. Perils are things that players play to the table, and you encounter them, and then you have to roll dice to see if you can match the symbols. Symbol matching is good. All sorts of things there which will change the way you play the game. I'm just quite happy to go with maybe a little bit of fight, which allows me to maybe just defend myself a little bit better. What do you know? We're not going to go for fight, we're going to go for this one, which is a guaranteed extra defence in battle. And perils. So we're going to jump into the game. This is a single player game, so essentially all the AI is going to be very quick with their turns, and I've got an infinite amount of time to play my turn. So we're all learning up. Boards already. It's always random, so you don't know how the layout's going to be, but there are some elements that are always the same. Everyone starts in the corner of the map. There's 4 corners, 4 players. And the king starts out the game with a bit of rot, and it gets worse and worse as the game goes on, along with his health declining. Is a little melodramatic as well. So we start the day sequence. So the king loses a health. At night time he gains rot. So king's currently on 1 rot, 7 fight, and a declining health already. Everyone picks quests. You get a new quest every time you complete a quest. Each quest has a relevant reward and potential bonus reward based on how well you might do in that quest. So a wit's quest, I have 5 wits already, meaning I've got a higher chance of earning the bonus reward for this game, which in this case is a follower, a special class of card. Where I could go for something like the Royal Banner option, which is a fight challenge, but I'm not very good at fight, and that would probably give me a 20-30% chance of completing that quest successfully. You're always going to get the reward there. You may get the bonus reward, but that's not guaranteed, and there may be a downside to failing it, like losing health or losing prestige. You see, we've all got a starting money here. Starting magic, which is always renewed, but it'll reset every time we get round to a dusk. And then we've got prestige over in the corner. Prestige goes up and down. I mean, if you attack King's Guards, it'll go down. If you kill other players, it goes up. It's basically renown throughout the kingdom. And then finally we have the rot stat, which you'll gain through special quests, items, or maybe getting killed by one of the NPC characters, the Banes, which are the evil manifestations of the rot. Right, well we might as well pick a quest. Okay, so let's go with something like the Blacksmith, because it's a witch challenge, we've got a high chance of getting it, and followers are awesome, because you can't normally draw a follower. So we've got 3 action points. Okay, so each hex allows us to, well, point moves as a hex. Okay, some hexes do different things. Plains, normal, don't do anything special. Villages, that's where we get our income from. Forests don't do anything until the night time, and then they will hide us effectively. We gain stealth, and no one can target us directly. We also have dungeons. Dungeons allow you to get a random item, money, magic. It might teleport you somewhere, or if you're unlucky, it might summon a Bane, and that will then attack you automatically. Good fun. We also have mountains. Mountains will cost you 2 action points to get over, and they will also give you an extra shield if you are on top of one when someone attacks you, or you're attacking them off the mountain. We also get these, which are the stone circles. They will gain you health if you've lost any, and if you happen to be corrupted, you'll take damage instead. Swamps, you lose a life. Simple as that for crossing over them. There's no other special kind of areas I should talk about other than the castle itself. The castle has a big wall all the way around it. If you enter it, if you manage to enter it, you lose all your action points, and that's the end of your turn, effectively. You could get around that. Some items give you an extra action point. But otherwise, there's perils all the way around, making it very difficult to get in because you have to roll a lot of dice to get in the first place. These dudes, NPCs, the King's Guard, they will wander around and attack Banes. They will put out flaming villages, and sometimes they'll come after the players. If players have a bounty on them, then the King's Guard will pursue them until they're either dead or another player solves the bounty in another way. Let's get on with my turn, though. Right, so we've got loads of different things here. We start out with random cards. So I've got a shiny sword. It's going to cost me 2 to equip. I've equipped it. And that gives me a permanent +1 sword in battle. And an adventurous kit, so I'm going to equip that too. We've got 2 trickery cards, which are the red ones, and 1 magic spell. I'm going to cast that on me as well, because I'll automatically get the magic back at evening. So, here we go. We're out. 1. Need to capture that village. My flags go around it. That's now mine. If I end my turn here, I'd keep it permanently. Let's have a look. What are we? 1, 2, 3. My next turn, I have 3 action points. I could get that one there as well. So what I'm going to do is use my special ability to end my turn and build a wall around it. I'm going to make Armello great again. Now the AI does theirs. The AI is very quick about their turn. Not particularly bright sometimes. Usually quite aggressive. But either way, off we go. Oof. Playing multiplayer, this takes a lot longer because people are stupid and take forever to figure out what they want to do. So, nighttime sequence. As we see on the bottom here, my magic's gone back up to 3. The king will have gained a point of rot. A bane has spawned.
Darkness spread.
Darkness spreads. Lovely. Right, so again, we get to now pick our cards because this is a new turn and I get to refresh my hand size. I've got 5 cards total, so I get to draw 3 more. I have a spell, which I can't cast, but it's a very good spell. We need more items, so we're going to get another item. Very good. Then we'll go for 1 more spell, which we might be able to cast. We can actually cast that one though. Right, so. Ouch. Now is a peril. We could go around it. The peril could do something nasty like lose my turn for me, so let's quit that. Cast mirror image just in case. And then we go into the village. So here's a peril. Right. Now this has been cast by Magna. And we'll do -1 action point and -2 health to me. That's terrible, I won't be able to do my quest. So what I need to do is complete this. I need swords and a sun, of which I don't have any cards with those symbols to match, so I just have to roll my dice and hope for the best. If I succeed at this, then I'll be able to pass and carry on. We've got swords, we've got a lot of swords, we've got no shield, so I'm going to lose 2 health and an action point. The lack of action point, very bad for me. I failed to get over to my quest this turn. It's slowing me down a bit. It's not the end of the world though. I'll just carry on my turn. Fortify the settlement. Only got 2 health now, but remember we cast that regeneration on me. Also now, I'm pissed off with this character here, who is now the prestige leader. And I plan on hurting somehow. We shall work on that. So you can push buttons 1 to 4 to go to the different players. Unless that's hidden. Right, well it's dawn now. What happens is the prestige leader, the person with the most prestige, or whoever got to the highest prestige at the first point in the game, they get to pick 1 of 2 things. A king's decree, and those will affect every player. We can't see where they are right now.
Perfect.
But that's the one that's picked.
So.
It's bad, we don't like it. It makes all of the perils in the kingdom hard to play against. It's not good, it's not brilliant, but it's okay, because we're learning how to play the game. It's not about winning it straight away. So the King's Guard, they're going to wander off with whatever they're doing. And then it's back to my turn. So, right, okay. So we used up our magic. We haven't got any of that. But we did get cash. Cash money. We got a lot of cash money. So we're going to get some trickery. Oh, we've got an armistice. Now, you might notice these have a little blue thing on them, which means I have a discount on them. Each village after the first you own gives you a 1 coin discount on the price of everything. That's one of these red cards. Some cards actually have, well, that one for example, cheaper. Cheaper to the point of free. So, I don't like Magna, so screw her. There you go, so she's got 0 money now. That's my petty vengeance. So we go and do my quests. After this, we're going to end the tutorial. However, it gives you an idea of what's going to happen. So we can either pick the coward's option, or we can take the 50% chance of a blacksmith and the loss of a prestige if we fail it. So that would come out of my earnings for that one. I don't mind though, because the blacksmith's cool. We're gonna risk it. So 50% chance. This is where more RNG happens. But we've got it. Excellent. So now we'd have an advantage. So we would gain these abilities. So follower, we drag, drop, let go. There it is. So yeah, I could carry on with the rest of my turn. We can go to a dungeon. Let's do that just to find out what happens. Completely random things happen. The worst random thing that could have possibly happened. I've got a follower that's terrible. The stranger is a guy you never want. He clings onto you, can't get rid of him unless you execute him somehow. And he will send me in a random direction every turn, one space. It doesn't eat into my action points. But yeah. Oh, hello, wife. That's my wife.
The child has awoken.
My child has awoken. Which is a good time for me to end this now. So, thanks for watching. Hopefully you got a good idea of how the game works. Watch us play. It'll be funny. Thanks for watching. See you guys.